Well, good afternoon, traders, and welcome to our live here today, where we will be going through the core PCE price index that is being released in, well, a little bit over 20 minutes. Just before we continue, if there's any questions, obviously, feel free to ask. Just replying here to a few things as well. Okay, so if there are any questions regarding today's event, please feel free to ask. I am here to assist to the best of my ability. Because remember, at the end of the day, this session here today is for each and every one of you so that you can also better trade the market. So as well, let me know where you are logging in from today. Let me know where you are joining from today as well, and we are going to go through all the little details here today to make sure that everyone gets the assistance that they require. And obviously, let me know what you are planning on trading as well. I would love to hear your opinion as well. So I do see here wave afternoon logging in from KZN. Fantastic. That's actually real awesome because what I'm currently in KZN as well, hence the background. I'm currently, if I'm looking that way, I'm looking straight at the ocean. So yes, in KZN as well. And the reason for us being here is because the fact that we are hosting a trading seminar tomorrow in Durban. So if you are in the KZN area, please come and join us for that. I will be there personally with my team as well. And well, we're going to teach you a little bit more about trading. So yes, looking forward to that as well. So yes, okay, let me see what's going through here. Good afternoon from Nigeria. Fantastic. How will news affect gold if it comes out mixed? Okay, we're going to be chatting about that as well. Gold would skyrocket. Okay, I see I've got some people logging in from Gauteng, from Nigeria. Fantastic. Okay, well, let's discuss what could potentially happen today. Okay, so obviously today we are getting the release of the PCE or the core PCE index. That is an inflation report. And this is also the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge. Now, this is absolutely a crucial report today, specifically for the upcoming policy meeting that is taking place in September. Now, if we do get a higher than expected reading today, this could absolutely bolster the USD, which means there will be additional bullish momentum for the dollar, which means commodities such as gold, etc., could see a decline. Now, this is obviously crucial for that perspective. So we are going to have a look at what's going to happen with regards to that. So yes, looking at some of the predictions, however, if we have a look at our economic calendar, so you know what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull that up real quick so that we can actually have a look at that and discuss that a little bit further as well. So, okay, there we go, economic calendar up. So yes, having a look at our economic calendar here at the moment, we can see obviously we are expecting that the core PCE will come out lower than expected. I just want to make a quick adjustment here. I do see that for some reason my background is still up. Just want to take that down. There we go. Okay. So we are expecting the year-on-year to decrease from 2.8 last month to 2.6 this month, as well as the personal consumption expenditure price index is expected to come down from 2.7 to 2.6, and then our PCE index month on month is expected as well to come out lower at 0.1 versus last month's 0.2. Now, this will obviously mean that, as that comment that I read a little bit earlier, gold will then absolutely go through the roof, because this would mean weakness within the dollar. So yes, then we will see that momentum within our gold, Euro USD, etc. All those pairs will react accordingly to that. But let's also discuss a little bit more about what we saw recently from other inflation reports that came out. Now, those inflation reports that we have seen during the month so far, looking first of all, looking at CPI. CPI, we saw a decrease in core CPI, and we saw it come out at 3.3 versus 3.4. So there already was a bit of indication for us that today's core PCE could come out lower. Now, both our CPI and PPI data suggested a further loss in momentum in our core PCE inflation. So we are 15 minutes out from that data being released. So, in essence, if we look at all the data that is currently available from, as I said, the CPI data that was already released this month, the PPI data, plus what our economic calendar is already pointing to, we are looking towards a weaker dollar. That being said, there are other factors to take into consideration. Now, I just want to see if there's any additional comments that I might have missed. Are you going to analyze markets together? Of course. So I'm going to pull up charts just now. Just from Japan. Wow, that one's really nice. Logging in from Malaysia, Indonesia, and Nigeria. Okay. So let me quickly share my chart with you, and then we can discuss a little bit what we can expect from the markets there today. Let me just add that here. Screen share. Okay, there we go. So MetaTrader up. So as you can see, for about the last 10, 12 days, we have been trading in this relative channel here in between our support and resistance areas. And now currently consolidating a little bit on that perspective. So today's data, first of all, could have good long-term effects for us with regards to if we can break out above this resistance on our Euro USD and break above this 1.0755 level, that could see an additional rally all the way higher to these previous high points over here on Euro USD. However, if we do get a higher than expected rating, we can obviously expect a break potentially of this support. And then we are going to go and look, most probably, either go and retest our previous lows, which was here at 1.06 flat. And if that is broken, then we will go and test those previous lows, most probably that we saw last year. So definitely interesting with regards to that, to see what could potentially happen here today. Now, as well, looking at gold, having a look on this on the 1 hour time frame, you can see this nice double top formation being formed here. And also on the higher time frame, we can see a bit more of a head and shoulders pattern coming into play as well. On the lower time frame, you can actually see it forming here as well. So that head and shoulders pattern from a technical perspective popping out there as well. Now, that if this resistance obviously holds for today, then we could see lower low points on our gold pair for today. However, if this gets broken, we could potentially aim for this 2,345 level and then see what takes or what transpires from there on forward. Having a look at NASDAQ, NASDAQ is currently trading in this rising wedge pattern formation. Now, if we obviously go into our technical patterns, a rising wedge is a selling pattern. So again, if this higher resistance is respected now at the moment, that could lead to a further decline and a breakout below this actual pattern. But just looking at it from a fundamental point of view from there onwards, this is kind of one of those places now where it is safer almost to wait for the report to be released and then enter a trade based on the data that has then been released from there onwards. But knowing me, I am still going to enter some trades prior to the news release and obviously then see what happens from there onwards. So if we do look at our technicals here, this is a very strong resistance. So for me, I will be entering a sell stop order, and I'm going to be placing my sell stop order on gold around this 2,330 level. On NASDAQ, as we are trading right at that top, I will be looking here for a couple of buys, and more specifically around this 19,950 level. Especially if we go to a higher time frame, you can see that's quite a nice trigger point to go from there onwards. So again, these are just stop orders that I'll be placing. Please take note of that very, very specifically, that these are all stop orders that I'll be placing. Why? Because if I'm wrong, then I'm not losing money. Okay. So if the market goes in the opposite direction, I'm okay with that. I will not be losing money on that trade because I'm purely going to be placing a stop order. And then I can look at entering additional trades later on. And what I mean by later on is after about 5 minutes. So once the market has then moved in whichever direction the news report has been released. So around about 35 minutes past, so that is 25 minutes to, we will then look at entering additional positions based on the data that is then released at that specific time. On Euro USD as well, because the fact that we are very, very far away from that top resistance within this pattern, I will also be placing a sell stop, very similar to my gold trade. And I'll be placing that here at 1.069. Now, please let me know in the comment sections, what trades are you currently looking at and what trades are you looking at placing on your side? So I think gold can be bullish. Gold can be bullish if it comes out as expected. However, as I said, based on how our technicals are looking at the moment, or specifically my technicals are looking at the moment, for me, it is just not a safe place to enter right now. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be waiting for 5 minutes. Okay. So at 35 minutes past, then I will be placing an additional trade based on the data. And yes, if the data correlates with what is said and that resistance that I showed there is then broken, by all means, I'm going to be entering a buy with you on that as well. So should I sell gold now? That's not what I said. I said I will be placing a stop order on gold as a sell. What you do with the information that is being provided here is up to you. Hey, bro, can you please look at the dollar index on the 4-hour chart along with GBP USD on the 4-hour chart? Okay, sure. Let's go have a look at GBP USD. So here we go. Okay, and you specifically asked on the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart on GBP USD, just showing you here as well, looking at adding this in here. So there is this relative amount of support and resistance at this specific level where we are currently. Now, there is also a nice little trend here from the top. So even if we drop this down then to a slightly lower time frame, we can actually see if we actually do break higher, there is quite a nice amount of upward momentum if we can actually break out of that set pattern. You can also, if you wanted to, you can move this slightly lower to roughly this area here, just to take into consideration a bit more lower recent data, and then just basically have it touch that previous data over there. And we are literally just trading above it as well. So again, Euro USD, GBP USD, I will also just be waiting for this relative structure here to break. And so just waiting then for it to either break out of that structure higher or the structure here lower, which the higher will be around 1.267 and the lower will be at 1.262. So either one of those two levels to then break, and then obviously to trade from there onwards. See, South Africa, Uganda. I'm going to sell on gold. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so buy stop on gold. If you want to, I would place it above that resistance area that we have at the moment. So I'll go back for you there real quick. So if you want to put a buy stop on gold, in my opinion, I would put it above 2,338. Not any closer than that. I am obviously going to be placing my trades now as well. So let me sort of pop them in here real quick. So on gold, said sell limit. Oh, sorry, not limit, sell stop. There we go. And we're going to place it at 30. And we'll put our take profit at 20. And our stop loss at 35. Okay. So there we go. Can actually move this a little bit higher, maybe to about 31. Yeah, that works. Okay. And then looking at Euro USD, said 900. So 6.9. And then I always do a 15 pip take profit. So it's going to be 9,750. And I'm going to go 705. Okay, so there's my Euro USD trade. And on NASDAQ, we're going to go just a little bit above. So this one will be a buy stop for me. We're going to go 950. Put the stop loss just below the pattern. So we'll go here at 850. And gonna put at 20,050. Yeah. There we go. So there's my trade for NAS as well. Got 2 minutes till the release. Let's see if I missed anything here. Yes, sell limit, not good for news. Yeah, true. Bullish, fly me to the moon, GBUSD. Okay, cool. I do see there's quite a few people commenting buys on gold. So definitely interesting to see what will happen there. We got less than a minute left. So floating 420 pips in profit on gold, bullish trend would be a bonus to, no, of course. So, okay, let's just see here. I am placing a sell stop on gold. Yes. So I'm not selling gold. I'm just placing a sell stop on gold. And I'll pop that up for you again here as well. Okay, so we can actually go to a 15-minute time frame here. And then we got a couple of seconds left till the release. of the report. So definitely interesting now to see what will happen from here onwards. Okay, so report's about to be released. Okay. A little bit of a spike up. Didn't trigger my order on gold. Didn't trigger on Euro USD either. NASDAQ, however, triggered. So let's see what happens there, if that's going to continue upwards. So what I am going to do here is I'm going to cancel my order on gold and Euro USD. And then let's have a quick look at what the economic calendar has said. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop share there. And then I'm just going to share my economic calendar with all of you real quick. Okay, so let's just refresh this. And today, okay, so here we go. So our core personal consumption expenditure came out at 2.6 as expected. And our everything came out as expected, literally as expected. So in essence, there now for the dollar, this is not the best of news. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to give it a 4 more minutes. I'm going to wait for this 5-minute candle to close. Here we can see everything coming out in line with expectations, obviously then being bad news for the dollar. So hence why we're seeing a nice big rally on gold and Euro USD at the moment. So I'm still going to stick to my trading rules, obviously. So just waiting for that 5-minute candle to close, and then I can look for additional positions on both Euro USD and gold potentially. So gold will obviously just need to break higher for me and close above before I will enter into a position. The same with Euro USD. I would like to see a break above this because it's not breaking out just yet. So we will have to see a little bit of a break higher. But again, that's why we are waiting to see what is happening here, waiting for that 5-minute candle to close. On gold as well, waiting for that 5-minute candle there to close, waiting for a move higher on this. So just waiting nice patiently on this one here. My NASDAQ trade literally just tapped and is now pulling back a little bit. So we will see what happens on this one still. I do have my stop loss in place, so we'll see what happens on that specific trade there. But now waiting to see if there's a potential entry on either gold or Euro USD. Let me know if you took any trades or knew anything. But again, just showing how powerful or how great of a tool stop orders can be with regards to trading. Why? Because of the fact that I placed 2 stop orders, one on gold, one on Euro USD, and neither one of them triggered because of the fact that the market then moved in the opposite direction. So again, applying to rule number 1, protecting my capital. That is at the end of the day what I want to do every single time I trade, not to put any additional money at risk. So you literally just trading what is available as the market moves. Because remember, at the end of the day, you cannot predict some of these moves in the market. So we have orders available for us to assist us to capitalize on some of these initial spikes. But then we now take planned trades based on the actual data that is being released. So I do see here, took a buy on gold with a stop loss at 2,330. Stop loss now at break even. Okay, took a GBP USD buy on the 5-minute time frame and closed out in profit. Well done, guys. Well done. Super well done. So Euro USD did spike up, is pulling back a little bit, struggling a little bit to break out of that structure. If it doesn't break out, I'm not going to enter into a trade there. Gold pushing very nicely here at the moment, but still not struggling to break this actual resistance. And again, if it doesn't break that now with the 5-minute candle, then I'm going to call it a day for today. And obviously, then I'm not trading anything additional. So there we can see it literally closed at the edge of that resistance, is now pushing down a little bit. This one as well, you can see on the 5-minute time frame, there is still this level of resistance here as well, which is just not breaking and giving in just yet. So that will have to break first. And as I said, breaking that larger structure before I'm going to look for an additional trade on Euro USD. So just waiting that one out. This one also pushing down still. So not going to be entering anything additional. However, my NASDAQ trade is still running. That is pulling a little bit higher. So we'll see how this one plays out, as it did break and it did trigger. So I'm going to stick through on this one and see how that one goes at the end of the day. Okay. But as I said, no additional trade for me, as we are not breaking some of these technical levels. And if we're not breaking the technical level, there is no valid reason to enter the trade, as you are just exposing yourself to additional risk. Anthony says he took partials. Well done on that, Anthony. Super well done. Well, traders, thank you so much for joining me for today's live analysis and trading session on the PCE inflation report. I do hope to see you all in our next session real soon. Have a fantastic, blessed weekend further. And as I said, I'll see you again real soon in our next session. Great day further. Bye-bye.